Okay, so it's late March 2022 here in central Indiana. It's about 10:08, and I'm waiting for a Carhartt to open up down in Greenwood. And I had to come down here today because I had a lawn app for a customer I had to do. It's the only lawn app customer that I have down here, but they support me and they promote me, and so I come down to help them out. And I had meant to get down here over the weekend, but I ended up going to Cabela's up by my own home instead. So real quick, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, maybe you would consider doing that if you haven't already, and sharing the page. I like to help people that are in lawn care that are just getting started to avoid some of the pitfalls that I experienced when I was going through and getting started. I learned basically on my own through trial and error. But anyway, today I want to talk about establishing relationships with different providers in your area. And I think that this is important for a variety of reasons. You know, oftentimes a lot of the stuff that you need anymore for your lawn care business, you can get by ordering it on Amazon, but that's not always the case. And oftentimes you can actually get a better price point by ordering it through Amazon. But there will be times where you will need repairs to your equipment, or you might need to get a hold of a piece of equipment that you can't get a hold of, that you could get a hold of if you had a close relationship with somebody close. So I'm talking about cases and situations like local lawn service shops, okay, tire shops, local an insurance agent, and other contractors too, to help you, that can, you know, help promote your business for you without you knowing about it. So you may be realtors, I've said before, painters, guys that do fences, invisible pet fences, mulch suppliers, and in any case where you can, try to be loyal to a select few of them, maybe even the same one. I can't tell you how many times over the years, man, where I've been doing mulch and I know that tomorrow I'm going to need, 15 yards of a premium black mulch, and I was able to secure that in advance from my local mulch supplier because I buy so much mulch from them. I give them, my business, and I refer them as much as possible. And the idea here is you want them to be successful, but also it comes back and it pays you dividends over the course of time too, by them having product available for you, or maybe holding on the product for you because they value that relationship. It's really very important to do that. I can't tell you how many times where I've looked for a piece of equipment that I haven't been able to get, but I've been able to call my local guy, supplier, in a mower shop, and hey man, I'm looking for this type of a mower, and they'd be like, hey look Joshua, right now man, they're so hard to get, we don't have anything, call around, and if you can get one and you really want one, go ahead and make the order. They'll tell me that. Or if they might have a mower on hand that I'm interested in, and they might just tell me, hey man, I know what you do, this really isn't the right application, you might be able to get it to work for a while for you, but it's not gonna last. It's really not the best investment for you. You could save some money and some headache by avoiding purchasing, this piece of equipment for this particular use. It's just so important. And something else too to consider: get to know the local guys that also do the same thing that you do, because oftentimes they're going to get calls from people that maybe they can't help for any variety of reasons. They might not have the availability on the schedule. They might have too many customers across the board. Or they might go away on vacation and need some help here or there. You can help each other out. One of the big mistakes I made for a long time when I got started is I didn't want to talk to the other guys in the lawn care business. I never really viewed them as a threat to my own business, but in my view, they weren't necessarily the friend at the time, and that was a huge mistake. I mean, I probably cut myself off of a lot of business. And another thing too, there are people that will call you that legitimately need their lawn mowed, maybe because their home is going to be showed that day, or maybe because the Board of Health is threatening to come out and fine them and do it themselves, because sometimes these people just can't do it. It's not a case in a situation where somebody is lazy. We don't know the circumstances why someone's lawn is as tall as it is. And someone might have gotten injured. Their lawnmower might have broken down on them, and it's at a shop, and it's going to be another 3 or 4 more weeks before they get it done, because we all know during the springtime the lawn shops are overwhelmed. And that's another thing, going back to the lawn shops. You might be in business and you might desperately need your, maybe you've got a mower dedicated to backyards that can fit behind, between gates, and you need it turned around right away. When you have relationships with these guys, it increases the odds of you getting that back sooner, because they're like, oh man, this real not, this is Josh, you come in, man, and he needs some help. We're going to go ahead and make an exception here. Now, I don't expect that they do that. I don't expect that they drop what they're doing, but every once in a while, I might have an emergency situation that I really need something back, and I won't lay it on them hard, but say, hey man, I'm in a pickle right now. I really need this mower. The belt's adjusted on it, for example, which is a whole nother story in and of itself. You need to learn how to adjust belts so you're not dependent on somebody else. But anyway, get out there, make these relationships. Call your gas station. You'd be surprised. If you make a commitment and sign a contract with a local gas station, they might give you a better cost on fuel across the board. I've had guys that are in the tree removal industry, that I've had relationships with, tell me that they have done this, and they have been able to get a fixed price over the course of the season on the fuel that they buy. So I don't know necessarily you can or can't do that now with what's going on with gas, but it's something certainly, worth, you looking into. Maybe, also the same thing with, your local boot shop. I mean, I like to wear Red Wings. I like those boots. And so I go to the same guy for my boots every time, and for the longest time it was the same staff in there, but there have been some staff changes since with all this stuff going on with COVID-19. But the main thing I want to get here is I would encourage you to consider building relationships professionally. Always be nice to somebody, and even when a customer calls, they might call, they might not be in your area, but gosh man, if you could refer them to someone else, that could help them, and that could come back and help you as well. And the guy who's in another city might call you and say, hey, such and such called me and said you referred them. Thank you for that. And that would encourage you to, or him possibly, to do the same thing for you if someone calls, his number. Doesn't guarantee anything, but what we're doing is we're trying to look out for other people. And I'm telling you, more times than not, man, if you live your life like that, if you run your business like that, it will pay dividends for you in the long run. People will want to see you succeed, especially when you're trying to help other people. So get those relationships established, check in on those people from time to time, give them business, and try to be as loyal to them as much as possible, and you're going to see that you're going to get business out of that in the long run. I hope this video helps you, man, and I hope that you've subscribed to my channel if you haven't already. Okay, subscribe to my channel.